city for asking me to speak before you. I wanted to express to you some of my feelings and experiences to let you know that while this feels very new to you, there are people who have been put before you that are providing you amazing, amazing opportunities and skills for you to be set on your journey. In middle school, I attended a school in Crown Heights and was told about the 3 engineering high schools that New York City has to offer. My father, who is a former New York City Police Department officer, said, well, you have no choice. You have to go to one of these because I have high expectations of you. So I ended up studying as best as I could, and I was enrolled in Brooklyn Technical High School, which is actually not far from here. Absolutely. I have an idea of how proud I am to be an alumnus of such an amazing school. You'll soon find out. But I want to share an anecdote about my time at Brooklyn Tech. I was a sophomore, and like most sophomores who are 14, 15, they're not sure what they want to do. And the pull to go in the direction that the guidance counselors and the teachers and your peers have on you tends to pull you in many directions. And I was in the lunchroom one day with a group of young women, and we all had crushes on all the seniors, and the seniors were at another table, and they were looking over these tables of prints and architectural drawings. And like any 13, 14, 15-year-old red-blooded girl, twirling my hair, I'm like, oh my God, I want to impress these young men. And I look over their shoulder, and I'm looking at these blueprints, and I'm telling them, that doesn't look so hard. And they're all looking at me like I have 3 heads. And they go, are you kidding me? This is mechanical engineering. This is architecture. This is civil engineering. What would you know? And I got very upset and very offended, I think is one word. And I said to them, yeah, I could do this. Not only that, I could get at least an 85 in all my classes. So I think it was what was instilled in me by the people that had come before me, as well as my parents. But they turned around, and 3 seniors said to me, I bet you $50 that if you took mechanical and if you passed with an 85, we'll give you $50. Well, it's 30 years later, and they still owe me $50. But what it taught me was that if I set my mind to something, and if I had enough confidence in my own ability, then there was nothing that was going to keep me from achieving that particular goal. So while I thank those very hot-looking seniors, who, by the way, I think 2 are engineers and 1 is a doctor. He was the chief resident at Brooklyn Hospital, by the way. Trust me, I'm going after the $50. After that, life happened, and as your parents can explain to you, it is simple but not easy. I went on to become a wife and mother. I went on to work in corporate America. And at the very late age of 26, I found myself divorced with 2 young children and on public assistance. So I had less than many of you here. But it was my determination and my understanding of myself and me realizing that no one was going to invest in me if I did not do that first, that caused me to push forward and to complete my studies in mechanical engineering, the very thing that I found that I loved when I was 15. From that point on, I've spoken in front of groups of young men and young women about having women in non-traditional roles. When I started last century, I was usually the only woman of color or the only Latina woman in an office of older men. And sad to say, it's still that way, but we're still making inroads on making sure that young women like yourself also are able to come in and gain the benefits of such an amazing area of interest. There are a couple of things that I learned quickly afterwards. Choices. No one can make choices for you. You are the only one in charge of your destiny. And you have to believe that if it's something innate in you, it's something that you love and admire, then you follow it. You have to be responsible for your own choices. There will always come a time when people come before you to teach you things, skills, information, or rules, or when you seek them out in workshops, conferences, or networking events. I ask that you pay close attention. Everything is valuable. Everything adds to your tool chest. The things that you decide that matter, as well as the things that you decide that don't. You must seek out your own destiny. As for having it all, I am proof that you can have it all. The key is recognizing not all at once. I have been able to fulfill my dreams and write my books and give my speeches and travel the world. I've represented companies and organizations and has gone as far as Japan to do so. So if someone who came from such a humble beginning can do it, there's absolutely no doubt whatsoever that all of you can as well. There are three things that I do want to provide in terms of advice. One is time. Time can be your friend or your enemy. It's the one precious thing you should always take seriously and try not to waste. Plan everything, even your goofing off time. And every task that you set out to do, you do. Attitude. How you look upon a challenge is everything. And if you go into something feeling defeated, then I guarantee you already are. There is joy to be found in even the toughest of circumstances. You are your intention. And sometimes having one door closed simply means that there are greater doors ready for you somewhere else. The manner in which you conduct yourself, the manner in which you present yourself, the manner in which you are perceived will dictate how easy or how hard your journeys will be. And more than anything, your word. You are only as good as your word. You need to have your integrity shown. That is what is going to bring people around you to recommend you and to think of you when greater opportunities